Alright, hello everyone. Thank you guys for joining me, and today we're going to take a look at basically what everyone is talking about in the weather community on YouTube, and even AccuWeather has just published a story on this, a disturbance that is kind of lingering near the Bahamas that will most possibly develop in right this area. Now, the thing is, the GFS model has it going more this way, and the excuse me, Euro model has it going more kind of this way. So we'll have to see which one really pans out correctly. But as you can see, this is like the leftovers of the past few days of all that rain that we had in Miami. Oh my gosh, geez, the sinuses are insane right now. But yeah, so we have those leftovers that are just moving to the east of Miami. So now I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna show you guys the models because it's pretty interesting to see that we could most likely a subtropical system. Yeah, most likely gonna be either not even tropical or subtropical. But I'm just gonna go ahead and let you guys see this. So this is what we're currently looking at. May 11th, we have this right here chilling around. This is the leftovers from all that rain. Now, as we see, we have that. You can see now we have these leftovers here, all that rain. Excuse me. And eventually we start to see something pop up right here, and it moves this way over the Bahamas. You'll see that in the next few imagery. So here we go. We start to see more of that disturbance start flaring up, some thunderstorm activity and more to the west coast of Florida. And now you can see it finally fully starts kind of flaring up. So flares up over the Bahamas. So a lot of thunderstorms, and then because the GFS has it going, continues to start moving. 1,000 millibars of pressure, 1,007. So it could become some subtropical, and that is before it eventually starts dying off and going into, the Atlantic Ocean over to the west. And it lingers around for a pretty long time. The low pressure system does. Yeah, that has it doing that. So you can see it really, it is pretty interesting to see that it does kind of develop there, and we're not even that far out. When this thing starts to develop, we get that first signs of tropical activity, we're about 72 hours out. So it's really not that far out. And then I'll show you the wind shear and all that next. So now I'm going to go ahead. I want to show you the simulated IR satellite. So you can see here. Also, sorry if you hear background noises again. I guess people are mowing their lawn because it's quarantine. What else are you going to do? So you can see we got that flare up again over here over the Bahamas. And now as we continue to move, we got that. You can see the flare up, and now it begins to move off. But you can see there is that you can see it is starting to rotate there before it dies out. But when it gets pretty strong, honestly. For this time of year, it's not that strong. It's not like but it's pretty interesting to see. But if it finally dies off and it goes out to sea, but it's interesting to see that we have that showing up. And now what I'm gonna go do, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the vorticity on this. The vorticity is also pretty interesting. So here we go. Oh, and let me get to a different region. Here we go. Let's see here, Western Atlantic. So the vorticity on this is pretty interesting to see as well. So starts to form. We get to see that first bit of formation around probably late Thursday. We get that first bit, of activity down there off to the southeast of Miami. And now you can finally see as we keep moving. Now it gets more, noticeable, and now it starts to really. You can see that rotation there. Before it, it keeps rotating, and then it really weakens over there. But it's very interesting to see it's picking up on the vorticity, and it starts showing this interesting kind of motion around 90 hours out. So that's, like I said, that's not that far out. And I'm not trying to make this to clickbait or anything. This is just trying to keep people aware and make some content for y'all. So yeah, it's pretty interesting to see that it's developing like that. Very interesting to see. And now what I want to go ahead and show you guys is the European model. And this one over here, this has it developing at a later time. Oh gosh. Oh wait. Oh boy. This has it developing later, but you can see here, you can see that we started to see that development around right here. There we go. This one has it, yeah, developing later right there. Got that rotate, we got that European model showing it right there. So that's what European model shows. Now what I want to go ahead and show you guys is the, let's see here. This is 24-hour forecasted wind shear. You can see if it develops now, it'd be tore apart by the wind shear here. But it's not. And that's a good thing. So it's 24 hours out forecast. Very good wind shear over there. Now you can see starts to weaken, so we have those reds more down here. There's a lot of orange down there. Now 48 hours out forecast starts to weaken. Now we only have this orange, which is around 70 miles per hour, so pretty good, pretty interesting. Now, if it still forms around this time out, it's not gonna be even. It's still gonna be torn apart. Now 72 hours out, we start to see that gap, and now it's just 50 basically. Has that perfect gap over the Bahamas basically between the 90s and the 70s, and then we got that 50s right there. So that is it's weaker wind shear than the 24 hours out. It's still a decent amount of wind shear to possibly tear it up, but there is that perfect pocket for it to develop right there. It's just 50 mile per hour wind shear right there. So I'd say that it could develop right there possibly. And if it does, then it has decent conditions. We'll see. I'll give you guys some more updates on this. I'll talk about the severe weather for Wednesday tomorrow. But yeah, so that's pretty interesting to see. And now this is some IR satellite stuff, and you can see that's the remains right here, the leftovers of that rain event for Florida. So we're gonna see what basically happens is these leftovers down here linger a little bit, and that's gonna help it, and that's what's gonna fuel this thing to develop and kind of go a little bit interesting. So now what I want to go ahead and show you guys is the wind on this, the forecasted wind. So let's see here. So it's the European. I'll do the GFS model first, and then the European. And you can see where the European puts this thing at and where the GFS puts this thing at. So we start Saturday. We have that disturbance. Actually, no, let's start Friday. So this thing really starts. We get to see that disturbance basically around, let's see here, Friday, 2 p.m. Friday, we start to see that disturbance, and we start to see that low pressure system start forming. Got that counterclockwise rotation on it. So now, as we keep going, we start to see it more, but we also have that wind right there. It's going to limit it to moving. That's going to be basically just keeping it from moving that way. But that wind will eventually just it's still pretty strong wind that's happening right there. Keeping it from moving. Finally, that wind's weakened, and now you can see it's up there, basically. And now we start to see it forming again. We still have that northwest wind and northeast kind of blockade almost, but we start to see it again, that formation again, and then start to see it even better right there on Sunday. And now it's pretty good, and eventually we will see it starts to die off, and and basically it loses that very close quarters wind by around Monday 9 p.m. That's when it starts to lose it. Now the European model, this has it moving much closer, so there it is. It doesn't show that we have those winds out in front of this thing, kind of keeping it from moving. So that doesn't show up on here. Oh, wait, hold on. Man, I'm dumb, aren't I? So we still have those, and now on this one, it's around the same time we start to see a disturbance. Actually, no, it's not. Hold on. Yeah, it's a little bit more delayed, honestly. But it's a little bit more delayed, and then around, we start to see that disturbance start filling in. And finally, we start to see it right there near Marsh Harbor around 12 p.m. Sunday. And now we start to see it start branching off. And there it is right there, moving northerly. And it will die out, let's see here, most likely by Wednesday. Or before Wednesday. So that's it for this video, guys. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. Make sure to leave a like, maybe subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next weather-related video. Also, before I leave, thank you for basically all the love and support my channel. We are at 112, I do believe. Yeah, 112. That's thank you guys. Never thought I'd get just this far. I did just thank you guys for all the love and support on these videos. So yeah, I'll see you all in the next weather-related video. Goodbye, everyone.